Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the tale of the tape between the two players that start this Race Battle Grand Final. We have best of fives here today. If you win that series, you gain a point for your faction. And if there's a tie in the end, you knew it yesterday. I didn't listen. Then something special happens, I guess. On this patch, Sock and 1-0 are 2-3. Historically, 17-13 in the recent tournaments. We had a 2-0, as Remo just said before, by Sock. Absolutely trampled on 1-0, who played Ted Fiends on Terraner Stand. He was half-assing it, let's be honest. And today, everything is hopefully gonna be better.
Yes, sir, indeed. Yeah, if it's gonna be a draw, 1 point each, then there's supposed to be an ace match in the end with another 1v1, and that's supposed to be a best of one, apparently, for all the marbles if we get there. Best of 5, of course, today, not best of 3 anymore. And I mentioned it a couple of times in the last few days. This map looks very unique and very human-inspired, to say the least. This is one of the best map pools that human has ever seen in recent time. Very good for expansions most of the time. Pretty good for long macro games. That's normally the way the humans want to play it. So I'm a bit surprised to see pretty much the smallest map in the pool. Hammerfall here is our first map, and this was not vetoed by Sock.
Huh. Interesting. Well, what the hell? I'm having some issues, Remo, as the camera's locked. There we go. Are you using the old observer mode or the new?
New.
Okay, damn. I blacked out the minimap and I forgot the hotkey, but let's forget about that. We have a harass.
It's SRM.
No, it doesn't matter. We have a harass here. Lich expansion, Footman attacking. And 1-0 gets some kills on the board.
Yeah, so I was trying to play an instant expansion and then level 2 harass. But that's pretty unusual to see from humans, honestly. Normally they want to go for a bit more creeping early, but here Sock wants to slow down the other expansion as much as possible. Ooh, a little bash from the Taskmaster. You always gotta be careful with that one. But Lich has the Nova still locked and loaded. The AM has taken some damage. And 1-0 should be able to get this expansion up at some point. But Sock isn't making it easy for him. Oh, change plans actually. We have a tech instead. Sentry placed. Sock knows. And 1-0's game plan already a bit derailed here at the start.
Is he luring the Archmage into the base and surrounds him there? Uh-oh, Footman to the left-hand side, Archmage to the right-hand side. There's a Nova soon. Needs to TP! Wow, the Dark Ritual was off already! If the Water Elemental gets some splashes in, 20 HP. Okay, Remo, we're starting off with some fireworks.
Dude, that was really close. If the Footy had been closer, or the other Water Elemental, if he gets the Lich kill after he denies the Ghoul, that's basically game. There's hardly any coming back from that. Still a decent start for Sock, but he's very hurt. He needs this shop ASAP. Well, good thing the humans have the power build. Shop ready, can heal up now. And that was a very successful delay of the expansion indeed, but Sock's tech also seems to still take some time.
Well, we are a minute away from the normal timing. Love that Footman here to cancel a bit of regen thanks to the dagger. That is level 3 though, and I'm not too sure if that cancellation was worth it. And yeah, if Sock doesn't have the tech in like a minute, then he's in trouble. But apart from that, I think he's still fine.
Sock also needs these boots real bad. Without boots, he's gonna get haunted down by this Lich. He's getting the slippers. Brother, why are you not getting the boots? Lich has full mana, more or less. He's got the replenishment potion, and 1-0 is looking to finally do some big counter damage. Only one arcane tower to hope and pray.
And of course, Militia tech has been started. Holding on to dear life. Focus fire is on the Ghoul, not on the Skeleton. That can be improved. Nice deny. And lots of focus on that Lich once again. But he found, as he said, the replenishment potion, the perfect item. Nova, there's another one afterwards. And now it really stinks to not have that movement speed. Lich has to move away. Ghouls are getting dealt with thanks to the Water Elemental. That was a successful defense.
Skelly's still chasing after the Archmage. This is scary for Sock right now. He doesn't know where the Lich is. This could be a Nova out of the shadows. He could be dying any second. Fortunately for him, the Lich is far away, but he's at the shop. Could go for a telestaff. He would love to get that kill. And maybe a kill that he needs with the expansion being so much faster. Sock, though, still sweating bullets.
Next Water Elemental is able to clean this, finally. Damage is still good, but shouldn't be enough. My god. This grand final starts off perfectly, also with a lot of support from our community. Thank you very much, Burrow Rush, Ivan Kirkov Comedy, Cheers Eer0, Goody Sweet, 51 month, Stanny, Real Lulux, Let's Go Human, Reanimated, Years Go By, Love Only Gets Bigger, Love You and Your Work, guys, Odin, Old Mate Dad, Nivedon. And we have a next wave of attack coming, and you foreshadowed it. The Lich is sharking around in the shadows, trying to find the Archmage, couldn't.
Dude, I'm stressing out so much for this Archmage. He could have died so many times already.
I thought you're rooting for the Undead.
I'm rooting for good plays and the better team to win.
Nice.
I'm just saying, you know, as a scientifically minded man,
yeah,
I gotta go with the odds.
Okay. More workers are falling, but that is alright. Lich is 3.6. Not the end of the world, I'd say. And the Archmage is out of Nova threshold. Sock survives and tier 2 is done. Mountain King around the corner.
Alright, Sock's finally stabilizing. Finally, the heart rate is dropping down a bit to below 200. But look at the Lich experience, buddy. Ooh, he's 3.7 already. Level 4, level 2 Dark Ritual soon ready, and the AM's still struggling to get his own level 3. This is, of course, the downside when you play this instant expansion. Nice little block there. Gets some Magul kill and a bit more XP. But Sock, the baller, he don't care. Rushing tier 3 right away, not even trying to stabilize more on tier 2.
Of course, let's go. Get them Knights, get them Gyros. We all know that 1-0 would never in his life play Banshees, so Knights are the hard counter to pretty much everything. Fiends are coming, statues are coming, tech is not that far behind for Sock. And the Mountain King is here to finally control this Lich and DK, but you gotta be careful. Coil Nova. Uh-oh, after all that survival, will it be the moment with the coil? No, not yet. Nice base build by Sock here. Oh my god.
Yeah, ready to block the door. Hold the door, if you will, with a farm. That's pretty cool. Dude, this AM has been on death's door for what seems like years. Well, fittingly for his age, you could say. Doing a impression of an old man. Still looking nimble on that horse, even without boots, man. Sick early game by Sock. I mean, all things considered, his expansion was fast. His tech is finishing soon. He's gonna have tier 3 advantage. Not exactly an advantage, but you know, expansion mining longer. The downside, though, is still he is far down in experience in comparison. He needs to level this MK ASAP. And level 4 AM is gonna be hard to reach this time.
Ooh, Hammerfall provides us with some good camps. First, the shop with the Sasquatch, the red spot. Nobody really cares about the 3 and 9 o'clock expansions so far. With all this harass, let's not forget that 1-0 also got an expansion up in the middle of all this. So 2 base, high supply, and hopefully high levels down the road. We got double workshop, right? Yeah, double workshop, double barracks. That's the setup now.
Yeah, the first gyro here is very valuable for scouting. 40 needs to figure out how many fiends there are, how many knights he's gonna have to make other undeads like happy. For example, have been playing a lot of frenzy ghouls lately, also with banshees. But like you correctly said, 1-0 hates the banshees. Seems to be a bit. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
No. Don't.
He's fighting the creepjack though. Getting fiend kills early is very valuable. We've seen some humans in the past even going for triple barracks to get the knight count up quickly if there's mass fiends. But the masses aren't exactly there yet, but can still come thanks to the double crypt play from 1-0.
And of course, a fiend gone is a web gone, or with the kiting capabilities of 1-0 rather 2. We see a very early Sanctum by Sock. I'm pretty surprised to see that, Remo.
Yeah, he's been throwing in a bit of priests here and there. I think that's really cool, just for a bit of healing, of course, especially in the heroes, very valuable. And if you have the perfectly timed micro and dispel, then the Dark Ranger Silence does nothing. If you have the space, if you can afford it, if you can invest those resources without pumping into knights, without dying right away, just 2 priests can be incredibly impactful in the fights if you manage to micro them.
Okay, Sock still greedy. Still below upkeep, despite 5 production buildings. This last hit can't be stolen. Paladin has arrived as well. But I think it's time to start production. Sock, you're losing everything here.
Sock also must make sure he's not forgetting about the items. Orb of Fire and Staff, and even Staffs, will be very, very important. And same will be the Knights. Because the Undead army is coming together. Quite a bunch of Fiends out already. Upgrades for them, I imagine, will be coming more and more. And we have the first A-bomb already. Oh, the Ghouls chopped their way into the creep camp. These Ghouls are important. The lumber is going to be very relevant for 1-0 later on. He needs the Z-Cloud. He needs more upgrades on the Fiends.
I'm so glad that this is not only happening to me, but also the best players in the world. I feel vindicated now. Thank you, Budcrumbs, for the gifted sub. And we also get defend upgrade. He's not forgetting about that. There's so much single target damage. Having more armor helps a ton. Mountain King on the way to 3, but not just there yet. Big mana potion, big heal potion. No TP, no invul though on 1-0 side.
Yeah, right now the map is backfiring on Sock. He would love to have a bigger map where you can just creep and just not be annoyed by the Undead, who right now has map control with a stronger army. The map is small, it's easy to chase around the opponent, it's easy to play your map control advantage. That's why 1-0 was sticking around the middle, was trying to look for a punish, but now a big red camp opportunity. Big creep right here for Sock. Is he gonna be punished for it? Let's see.
He has a town portal, he can get out, needs to be quick, maybe with a Stormbolt. He should be scouting, statues on the right hand side already a bit hurt, and 1-0 supply blocked up until now. But these 10 supply that he's getting now should be Destros then. Heal ward and double level up. Amazing. Will he pull the town portal or take the fight?
How confident is he feeling? The night numbers aren't quite there yet. All are slowed because of the Frost Arm or something, or just because of the Nova. Dispel against the Book of the Dead. The Priest coming into effect right away. There was lots of experience also. And the Knights being microed partly onto the Fiends. It's important not to attack onto the A-bombs with them. Oh, but look at the Clap doing good damage. Both players here trading blows, but still lots of Fiends out. Archmage now in trouble. Use the potion. Sock wants to stay in this fight.
He has a supply lead and more hammers to the head of these spiders. Can only save one. Gotta be careful. Needs a holy light. Staff is not ready. Abomination is falling finally only with the damage of Heroes Wrath. Elementals Militia are coming in. And Sock is cleaning house here on Hammerfall.
Managed to get to the shop as well. Pick up a new invul, and that's so important. Sock's mana, though, now very low. The MK level 3, man, how impactful he was. With the Clap, with the Stormbolt. Very important in 2-base. Don't go bash. That's a trap. The armies are big, the Clap is going to be huge, and level 4 MK will be an immense level up. In fact, every level up on the human side would be huge. Sock, I think, has just taken the lead, but you must not get complacent. The Undead firepower is still amazing.
1,000 gold floating by 1-0. No lumber anymore. Trying to get it into items, I guess. Little steal right there. Close to 4. Brilliance Aura 2 would be amazing, but ain't allowed here. Denies left, right, and center. Clap once again. Of course, little movement speed with that. But man, so much better than still in TP League. Constantly attacking the Fiends. No Abomination here anymore. And how does this DK still have mana and the big mana potion, dude? He's throwing coils left and right, but is it maybe a little bit too much?
Fighting onto Blight here, of course, is very, very difficult. On the retreat, some Knights may fall, but this was a really good exchange for Sock so far. And the Priests are almost the MVPs. This Dark Ranger is basically useless. What's she doing? The Silence isn't contributing at all. The Dark Ranger pick countered simply by Priest. Smartly done. This was perhaps one mistake by 1-0, not going Pit Lord. The other one, I mean, Dark Ranger is debatable, but the other one is he had way too few A-bombs. 1 A-bomb, absolutely not enough. You need at least 2, perhaps even 3, and then the Knights have it really tough to get to the Fiends. 1-0, again, a bit one-dimensional with his army composition, and this is just not the right super late game army comp.
We are getting close to 5 Lich though, and Sock not at 80 anymore. Floating resources still. Is that Knight gonna be saved somehow? If he retreats to his base after getting an invul potion maybe, he can get 2 staffs immediately, plus mana potions. Instead, he's towering up the natural, or the hard natural, I'd say. But yeah, I love the Priest edition, dude. it works out so well. You don't need mortars because there's no banshees. You know that it's gonna be fiends and A-bombs. It's glorious.
Yeah, absolutely. Really well played so far by Sok. He was playing with fire in the early game with the AM almost dying. The concern for Sok is if he just falls back like we saw him do before, there's not really much for him to creep if 1-0 is on his heels. And now 1-0 is doing the right thing. He's trying to punish the creeping. And this is level 5 Lich. Oh, this could be scary. Big last hit goes to the human. It's level 3 Paladin, but the Knight's in trouble. One Knight is probably going to go down here, unless there's a Holy Light. Nope, one Knight falls, but he got level 3 and he got the item. That was worth it. And time bought, dude, for the second expansion. With towers now up, power build coming, Sok playing phenomenally here, man.
And 1-2-0 is in high upkeep. Let's take a look at the graph. He is spending so much gold right now. On the other side, the downside for Sok's armies, of course, the gyros are kind of useless. I mean, they make sure that there's not gonna be destroyers, but it's dead supply currently. Oh, 4 towers up now. Is that enough time? Sok is on the other side of the map.
The Iron Army can, of course, shoot through these easily. Ooh, Gyro's getting caught by the web. Sok's concentration slips for the first time. Sok is trying to set up a flank from behind with towers still supporting. The fight position here is not too narrow. The Knights might be able to connect. But now we have 2 A-bombs. This makes things a lot harder for the human.
And 10 supply lead for the Undead. Sok kinda has to break into high upkeep as well, or provide a steady influx of more Knights. Statues re-engaging. Holy Light is of course massive now. Invo potions everywhere. Mana potion available on that MK. He's almost in a perfect spot for the clap. There we go. After the dispel, Knights are taking care of the A-bombs here. Is the Mountain King enough to take the fiends out one by one?
The clap is doing so much work here, dude. Look at it. It's a low cooldown spell. He can spam it. He also has the mana potion. Sok, perfect, beautiful play. Pally kept in the back, so he can't be focused too much. He's got the dispels ready. He's got Inner Fire even active. And Inner Fire is doing some good work because there's no destroyers, because the gyros are waiting to serve as anti-air. Sok is doing this pretty much perfectly so far in this level 4 MK. That's another big level up. But it's a lot of the question about mana. If you run out of mana, you can't fight anymore. Goes for both sides.
Exactly. Man, this was offensive Holy Light. Shows you how confident Sok is with just a handful of Knights. We got the heal ward running. We got Inner Fire Knights by now. And of course, against the Disease Cloud, you also have a little bit of healing thanks to the Priest that you usually don't see in this matchup. 1-0 dropping heavily in supply. But is he diving too deep?
We saw Tomo for training. Bought on the Archmage. Did he just use it? I guess he must have used it.
Blizzard.
Feels like the Water Elementals aren't providing enough anymore in this ultra late game. That makes sense. Now adding in Blizzard as well. Clap Blizzard, of course, can be huge damage along with the Knights.
Amazing. This MK also so tanky. Look at the Blizzard go. The Narrow Tower, the Acolytes, they're all freezing.
Damage to the Knights looking good. The Knight upgrades aren't even that sick. Would love to see some more of those for Sok. He's going for the Haunted. He's going for broke. Oh. How much is he going to lose here? This is going to cost him a TP probably in the end. And a couple of units. Ooh. Oh, AM there was in danger. More Knights falling. Clap, right clicks. Then he gets it. Just barely gets it. Another successful move. One of many by Sok this game.
Oh my god. He lost a bit, but he got 2 bases up. The main base, 500 gold left. 1-0 is trying to get an expansion up on the right hand side, but the gyro has scouted it and the gyro has flying machine bombs. This is looking very, very good for Sok, but is he able to close it out?
Still an even game. Very entertaining back and forth here so far. Again, I point to the mana. The mana count is hugely important. The human has the Blizzard, the Aura to restore, and of course the Undead has the statues. 1-0 typical fashion. 3+ statues almost at all times. That Lich Nova though is so hard to contend with.
Yeah, usually we fight fire with fire, but here we fight ice with ice. Blizzard and Nova, amazing damage dealers. Moving out of that a little bit. Archmage gotta be careful. He's still fragile. Inner Fire is helping. Lich is diving deep. He wants that hero gone. Staffs are online. Sok gotta be aware of this. Shop is up as well for potions. And the Knights find the backline.
And this was a weird position. Some priests were also sniped. Some units are left behind. An A-bomb dies. A statue falls. A Stormbolt flies as well. It's another A-bomb going down. Level ups here are huge across the board. But at the end of the day, we have the human expansion still standing. And the gyros, I think, took out the Undead Expo the second one.
Amazing, exactly. Was it just one gyro? Maybe 3 flying machine bombs. Upgrade once again, worth it. Against Disease Cloud, you can have the Scroll of Regen now, plus the Heal Ward. This is fantastic. Main bases are empty. And 120 has no income no more.
I'm glad to see that 120 here. He's not playing bad by any means. I think you said it correctly earlier, especially that game on Lost Temple. On Ternastand. He was just messing around seemingly. That was not really his best play, his best attempt. He was half-assing it. But here he's doing his best, but Sok is playing so damn well. And if Sok can hold on to the expansion, this must be his game.
Oh, how do you get out of there? How do you get the lady out of there? The fiends are all clumped up. It's just an invite for Blizzard, and it's raining over and over and over again. Coils are kind of nice. Using the Dark Range as a decoy here. Level 4 is all she's gonna get, though. Gyro's taking out, but look at them go. The fiends, they can't shoot.
Damn.
They gotta run. Nova on the other side. This is quite spectacular. Now the Mountain King has no mana anymore, but he's got a potion. Sok was losing quite a bit, but there is like 12 supply about to die if he presses forward onto these fiends.
Oh, the clap is glorious, making the triple kill on the fiends. One more Stormbolt, the Lich is dead if he doesn't dodge it with an invuln. MK even with an Orb of Fire attacking these destroyers now that the gyro count is rather low. Sok with basically a perfect game, pushing the opponent back. He doesn't have a need to press his advantage too much. He knows, thanks to scouting, that he has the base advantage. And he's got the hero levels rising and rising! And there goes the nuke. Be cleansed by the light. The Paladins, the Holy People, take out the Undead here, at least on map 1, in one hell of a performance. That is one of the best games I've seen from Human versus Undead in a long time. That was just pure excellence by Sok.
Absolutely fantastic. This is how Warcraft is the best, where we have tech switches and high-level heroes and lots of income and just everything coming together. This Archmage, main damage dealer of the army, so sick, this Blizzard. But also, shout out to the MK claps, man. The way he found those positions and the way he maneuvered there and the way he managed his mana, so well done. 1-0 for the humans.
And Sok has come to play, and I would argue this was on one of the harder human maps. Normally, the bigger the map is, and the better it is to expand, the better it is for the human. But Sok here with amazing play, so many right calls. The unit composition, the skill builds, again the clap, clap is the key. You must include the clap for the late game. Are you in the lobby, by the way?
I'm coming.
I'm not sure if it's up yet because I can't join.
I had to restart. You saw a few lags there. I'm gonna switch to another launcher to hopefully get rid of the spikes, so we have the perfect gameplay in high FPS. Thank you, Morloon, for gifting a sub. Are we on 40 stream? Video loading. Oh, no, he has to restart War3 Champions, so all that trouble was for nothing. Lobby is coming up. And 40 has a smile on his face, so he's pretty pleased with Sok's performance so far, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that was almost a perfect game. I think the one thing he was missing was a bit more upgrades on the Knights. I think he was only still 2-1 at the end, or at least for a long time. Those upgrades go a long way, dude. They're really strong. When you have super strong Knights, they can even take on A-bombs super late game, because A-bombs have 0 upgrades, because it's not very cost efficient to go for them, rather go for Fiends. And this is the big downside of playing Glitch first. If you don't get level 6 quickly, you don't have Frost Armor. If you had Frost Armor, would be a way different story. This is oftentimes the way that the Undead can still deal well with Knights late game. When you get level 5 early, get more kills, get to level 6 Lich at some point. And I'm the only one saying this, nobody's doing it, but you should skill Frost Armor on level 6. I'm serious. And that would be a big help, but that was not meant to be. Despite the Lich getting level 4 super early, I guess they also, the map being so small and not having that many creeps, backfired perhaps a bit on 1-0. He couldn't creep level 5 too quickly, couldn't get the DK level 5 too fast, and the Dark Ranger also took some time to really get strong. But yeah, mainly the Dark Ranger. I think that's my biggest gripe here. The Dark Ranger, I feel like did basically nothing.
I agree. Knights are too sturdy to really get skeletons up, but when do you ever see Priest? I think he couldn't expect Priest when he picked the Dark Ranger, because it's so uncommon. But yeah, does that make him switch? Like 2 base, you can definitely play Dreadlord or Pit Lord, but holy, what the? Did you just see that?
I think I did.
Porna der Nation, 200 euros? 200 euros? Oh, we're having some fine dinner tonight, Remo. Thank you very much. He's saying thank you for all the entertainment. Just like that. Less than 3, buddy. Much love. Our pleasure. This is fantastic.
Yeah, that's super sick. The donation always goes straight to us. That is much appreciated, dude. I hope that we can deliver some good Warcraft entertainment for you on this weekend and beyond, because we certainly have some stuff in store here for today and tomorrow. Yeah, that's just amazing, dude. Thank you.
Also, Lemez, thank you for the raid. Sean, thank you for the 400 bits. Hey, Neo, do you think that one-base rifle people can work on this patch? Absolutely. Rifle people work all day, every day. And Coltane, thank you for the 25-month resub. Sean, of course, hinting towards some people getting ultimately triggered when we call them foot people and rifle people, which I find hilarious. Thank you, buddy, for gift sub number 1037. You did a lot of heavy lifting yesterday, right? Thank you, buddy. Much love. Lemez with the 5 gifted subs. What the hell is going on today? People apparently like these dual casts, Remo. Or human. Or Undead's losing.
It would be pretty bold for us to claim, what's the word? Credit for the entertainment, because that was all the players did. That was all the players on map 1.
You think?
Both players playing really well, especially Sock, dude. That was just a master class. And Sock with a strong start. Now we're gonna go on to map 2 on Shallow Grave. And if he gets a 2-0 lead here, he's putting his team in a great spot.
Absolutely. Into the Alte Rinde, thank you for the 31-month resub. Let's go! Remo, Neo, Dual Cast, B2W, Hard, Reisbauer, 87, 7-month resub. Hello, Neo, Remo. I want to lick your noses. You got a lot to lick on my side, though.
I've done worse. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. We both of us. Like, ease. With ease. We got a new map. That is Shallow Grave. Oh my god, so much support. It's crazy. Shallow Grave it is. And we've seen banger matches on this map in ESL Meisterschaft. Todd versus Van, Leon versus X-Lord, you name it. Let's see what these two guys have in store for us.
All right, time for the players still to settle down a bit. This is the early game. For the first 3 minutes at least, the game will be chill. But then
so you can give people the gamba.
Might again ensue. Oh, that's a good point.
That is a good point.
I'm so impressed with Stock, dude. He was under so much pressure for so long. Just the early game alone. The AM was on death's door for minutes against a terrifying roaming level 3 Lich. And then also late game he had to make transitions, had to get creeping in, had to build the right army, had to find the right positions to fight in, had to get the right level ups at the right time. This was, honestly, like, you could make a college course, how to defeat Undead 101. Well, 101 is normally the introductory course. This is not a playstyle for noobs. Stock has mastered this matchup and is showing how it's done.
And you're absolutely right. I think, I'm not too sure if it was you or Qbert who said that Sock sometimes plays like the nowadays Infi. And if I look at the Hammerfall game, I 100% understand that. The tactical decision plus the execution, this is just highest level. It's incredible. And also didn't get blocked in his base because the architecture was so good.
Oh my god. Terrible opening though.
Yep.
Sock is trying to go for the natural creep. The Lich is here instantly to harass it. Sock has to back up. Can't do this, obviously, with all the ghouls and stuff around. This is a pretty hard expansion to creep if you get interfered with. And Lich gets first blood. And 1-0, changing course. Going for an aggressive Lich play, something that Happy has shown a bit lately, especially on maps like Last Refuge. Doesn't want to go 2-base anymore, apparently.
Or going for a later expansion, but yeah, this is problematic. I think if this would happen to Fortitude, there's no real issue with that, because he always expands a little later. Sock, very different game plans, and he's trying to brute force this apparently, but the boys are all here.
All right, calling them once more. We have, oh my god, how many peasants is this? Is this 10 peasants? That is legit 10 militia coming from the main base.
Like Yumiko back in the day on Ancient Isles and Secret Valley. Okay, let's see. Footman instantly surrounded, instantly killed, but that bought some time where the ghouls were not close to the workers.
Some footies putting pressure on the Lich. I think that's the right play. Now it's important to switch targets and also get last hits. That one with the militia goes to the human. That's level 2 on the AM. He's gonna have a new water metal soon. The Lich just dies! One more right-click Lich falls! 1-0. Well, if the Lich falls, I guess this expansion is very playable.
I guess so. I mean, only level 1, 35 seconds on the board. That is level 3 for the Archmage. Who's Strawberry? I don't know. But
I think that's Lolion.
Oh my god, dude. Absolutely demolished. From, oh my god, this is a super troublesome early game to, yep, this is your game now, in 30 seconds.
Yeah, Sock continuing to play this really well. But 1-0, I don't know. This looks very, very incredibly stubborn. I mean, he's just banging his head against the wall. And on this map of all things, on this map, you can play such a good opening as human. You can play instant expansion, creep the natural right away. That gives you a big item, you can heal up, and you get level 2 instantly. And then you can play aggressive, and you're pretty close to the opponent expansion. Like, there's so many good creep routes and builds to play as Undead on this map. And what does he do? Just, you know, boneheaded, I almost want to say. Running in, and now the AM is level 3. You have Water Elementals defending against what is only ghouls. And this is a perfect start for Sock.
And Water Elementals
even the items. Look at the items, lol.
Wash away, yeah, very good damage. Just wash away ghouls. Focusing on the Lich once again, there's one Nova, and that's it. Gotta farm these peasants now. One is dead, alright. But Arcane Tower at 50%. Water Elemental is here, new Militia. The Lumber is, despite using 10 peasants, the Lumber is here for the tech at the 6-minute mark. Can't go for the repair though. Close, close. If only he had boots, Remo, right? But not at this time of the day.
Ooh, gets away this time, but doesn't get away unscathed. Ghouls are falling. There's going to be 3 dead at least, more like 4. 1-0. Could go tier 3 now, but the experience is the biggest problem. The Lich needs to get level 3 fast. This is the whole point of the hero. You creep fast, you kill fast, you get levels, you become a big threat. On low levels, this doesn't work.
Okay, 1-0 has attack advantage. Going to tier 3, and that has to work. Like, what can he do? Lich underleveled. This has to be a Hail Mary Destroyer bust.
Yeah, absolutely. Frenzy Ghouls, Destroyers, crack the base, only chance. So the game for Sock is pretty easy. Just stabilize on 2 bases, turtle up, bunker up, tower up, survive and win.
Mr. Fufu, thank you for the 15-month resub. Lightning shield on the troll while creeping. Dude, nothing's coming together for 1-0. That poor soul in this game. Here comes the Archmage. Here come the footies. And, okay, saved for now.
Taking out ghouls here would be very valuable. This game entirely hinges on the frenzy timing. Taking out the ghouls quickly or early here would be a big step in the right direction for Sock, with the game that's already looking great for him. And the Water Elementals, of course, now so strong, and so is the AM right-click. Look at those ghouls, struggling.
And he got the boots. Here comes the next Nova, but Footmen are really disposable at this stage of the game. They're cheap, they're tanky, they buy the necessary time, you get the trades, you slow down the Undead. He can't creep, nothing's really in danger. Not even Coil Nova is powerful at this point.
Good save so far on the ghouls. He's keeping them all alive thanks to DK and statues. that might still change. Putting some damage on statues as well. Some footies are falling, but like you said, they are very disposable here. Even some more footies are coming in. WC3 is keeping his chances alive though. Tier 3 is about to be done. Frenzy will be coming. And then Stock will have to back off.
Okay. 400 gold remaining. Needs an orb, needs a third hero, needs another statue, needs a destroyer upgrade. Dude, this push is still quite far away. The tech. Wait. He can't. He techs only now. Did he cancel the tech?
He's on tier 3. What?
No. Wait. He's on tier 2? Why does our overlay... No, he techs at the expo to keep. To second keep.
Oh. That tech you mean. And that's a misclick. I mean, that makes no sense.
Oh. No. We have a keep. That's something I've never seen. Man, humans never struggle to amaze me. But you're right next to it. You're right there.
If he gets it, he can call militia for... Okay, he cancels. Alright. I mean, that wouldn't have been helpful, though. Yeah, he just selected the wrong building, Neo. Chill out, okay? It's all good.
Okay. I'm calm. That was solid 30 seconds.
And the good thing is he doesn't need tier 3. He just needs to hold with towers. And also get some gyros up, probably. This workshop is more important than the tier 3. Because destroyers will be the biggest concern. Ghouls rushing in. We have lots of towers up. MK is ready. Masonry upgrade also coming. That one a bit late, perhaps.
First Destro up needs a coil pretty much immediately. Oh, 1-0. If you can do this, you're a magician. But this is rough, man. This is rough. Destroyer already dead. Going for a Ghoul Bolt. But buying so much time for anti-air.
Gyros are coming. Only now level 3 on the Lich. This is ridiculously slow. Ghouls are getting taken out. The towers haven't even been touched yet.
Yeah. This is not broken. Oh my, he lures the destroyer into tower range. That's more damage. The Nova was quite sick though. And footies are falling constantly. There's another coil. He's running out of steam. And Sock, yeah, he can retreat into the sanctuary he built.
Yeah, nice base build as well. Shop in front, towers behind, little entrance there into the back. AM level 4 against a Lich who just got level 3.
He got a statue. Chased with the water elemental across the entire map, got the last hit. Super nice.
Not to be a, you know, boring Bernard, but this game's over. This game is ultra giga over.
It's never over due to Coil Nova. You know that?
Oh no, it's over. It's over.
You never know that, Remo. You don't call games too quickly. You gotta look for the silver lining. And that
if there was one, I would look for it with a microscope.
No,
this is this is all black. No silver here. Not for 1-0.
Boy, this is so bad. There's no web. He's going for the Destro. Easy trades. 5 supply down. 10 supply lead. Still 1,000 gold. And Sock is about to 2-0, 1-0, twice in a row.
Beautiful performance so far by Sock. And you know, as much as the humans have been suffering in recent history over the last few years, it's true, man, this matchup was rough. But lots of things have changed and the humans have gotten really good at the top level. Not too long ago, I would have said that Fortitude is definitely the best human in this matchup, but Sock is continuing to impress here. The first 2 maps, absolutely wonderful by him. 1-0 has to try again. With the push, but the tier 3 army is about to be ready. We're gonna say hello to the holy man himself, the paladin, jumping out of the altar, fresh from the barber with a nicely kempt beard, ready for some holiness to sprinkle into the world. Pit Lord, this is what I call desperation. Rain of fire. Let's go.
Remo, it's a 13-minute Pit Lord push. This push is very timing dependent. And this timing is very, very, very bad.
It's not even able to kill one tower. Not a single tower.
That's all mana gone. on Pitlord and Lich. And he could even walk back. He didn't feel stressed at all. To Portal. He's giving up a couple of peasants. That's all right.
Look at the engage. From all angles, he's collapsing. Gets one fiend right away. Gets a surround with the militia. Sock flexing. The B-boy dancing on his opponent.
Sock, more like Hawk. Next fiend is falling. This A-bomb. No impact whatsoever. Archmage, though, gets the Holy Light, of course. A-bomb eaten to get at least a little bit of mana out of it and not provide too much speed. But it's level 4-3 heroes at the 14-minute mark. That's absurd! And that's the 2-0 for the human who got match points in Wraith Battle now.
Absolutely beautiful play. Stuck on map 1, heavily tested. 1-0 on map 2. Heavily derping. That was not the right build. That was not the right execute. 1-0 almost looks a bit triggered. And now staring down the barrel. Down 0-2. Sock has 3 more maps to bring this one home. And those will most certainly be big macro maps, because those are the only ones we have left.
Absolutely. I, for a second, forgot that this is a best of 5 and not a best of 3 anymore. Apologies. But he has match points to get match points. That's something, right? My God, what a performance, man. What is there anything we can say negatively about this Sock game? I don't think so. The guts to call 10 militia. I haven't seen that since Yumiko days. Fantastic, and was the absolute right call. Of course, a little invite by 1-0 to give him that that Lich kill. But yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah, Sock is looking very likely to bring this one home, but we've seen some reverse sweeps before. Sometimes players need to get slapped in the face 2-0, and then they can really display their strongest play. 1-0 will certainly have to play better than on map 2 if he wants to have a chance of that. But Sock now with many bullets in the chamber, if you will. For map 3, which could be the lethal bullet for 1-0, we're going to go to Echo Isle. Still, we are not going to the biggest macro maps.
Where's my Lost Temple? Where's my Terranos stand? Give me those. The Lost Temple games were absurdly good, by the way. We need more Lost Temple in our map pool. I enjoyed this map pool quite a bit, man. We've seen very unusual games on very unusual maps, and yeah, just glorious. We still need cross-spawn on Lost Temple, though. Maybe that would be nice.
Honestly, like, I'm kind of coming around to the weirdness of Lost Temple random spawn. It's kind of funny. If I was a player, though, would I hate it. It is so unfair. But it is... I've never said it isn't interesting. It is interesting, but it is very unfair by nature. But yeah, we'll see if we get to see that later on today. Of course, Happy, for example, played a Dreadlord first game on LT, which was pretty sick. Yeah, I've been also enjoying this map pool a lot. I still think Melting Valley is a stupid map, but other than that, pretty cool.
I 100% agree, and therefore it was removed by War 3 Champions. Thank you, The Bands, for the 14-month resub. Good morning, gentlemen. It must be from America, or you slept in quite a bit. Good for you, if that's the case. We got Sock with 2 maps. We got 1-0 with 0 maps. And we have a game 3. Match points for Sock. Can he close it out and get the title or the point for his team? We're about to witness this.
We get the predictions up as well. Lots of people lost their points earlier, betting on 1-0. It was 80-20. Sock is defying the odds. So far, he is. I have been extremely impressed by Sock. This was basically 2 perfect games in a row. And you know, in some matchups, in some early games, that is easier than in some others. And especially against Undead, dude, things can go south so fast. Once you're not looking, there's a Nova, 5 peasants dead, economy suffering, you never have lumber. We've all seen that all too often. But Sock is playing it so beautifully. Can he do it 3 games in a row? That would be quite the achievement.
And what's the plan for 1-0? First map was expansion, second map he moved away from it, even though the expansion is definitely doable. Here on Echo Isles is basically a given, but with what hero? He sticks with the Lich, not positioning that altar super far towards the expansion. Could be harass again, but man, if you don't expand on Echo Isles, then where do you even expand?
Yeah, I would be shocked if he doesn't expand here. Like, even aggressive play against the human expansion, I don't think is strong.
I mean,
human has a good route to go to the expansion. It's an easy one to take in the first place. I think
You're
if 1-0 doesn't expand, he's really triggered.
You're talking about a player who played Tet Fiends on Terran Stand.
If it had worked, though, how he would have been praised. It really didn't work, though.
No.
Did not work.
A player's forces are under attack.
Dude, I got some YouTube comments about that. Ay. How dare you to call one of the best players an idiot?
Oh, I thought it was more of the blaming 1-0 variety.
No. Blame me. Blaming me.
Yeah. Those are the same people who defended him perhaps also for the Firelord first play back in the day.
You know, it's a valid strategy, you know, you get on silence and it's very good. No.
I know somebody else who likes to point out how good the Firelord can be. Interesting how that comes together.
Yeah. I thought we're in this together. Us against YouTube comments, Remo, and here's the backstab, you little rascal.
As always, I am on the side of truth and righteousness, Neo.
Yeah, is that
I have to point that out. Wait, Sock, is he not expanding? No, he is. In the north, cheeky bugger, he's going for the big one.
He played this before, and he fooled, I think it was 1-0 with that creep route. This time, 1-0 seems a little bit more prepared as he's going for the Murlocs. There was a scout already. So yeah, this is not a 4-minute free expansion anymore. But yeah, that Lich needs to get up there.
Yeah, and perhaps he should have been up there already. Was it really necessary to creep the Murloc camp? Shouldn't he have been there right away? Shouldn't the Acolyte have told him that there's no expansion in the south? AM, does he get level 3 from this, by the way? He might be missing a little bit, right? Yeah, I guess it's not quite enough. Oh!
It is.
I think the footy killed the Acolyte. That's level 3. That's level 3 AM before the first fight. Great start, but also Shadow Priest goes down. We have some Dispel. First Water Metal taken out. Okay, 1-0 with a chance here to do something big.
Okay, Shadow Priest, ghouls, off we go. Onto the workers, but they can be rebuilt. Of course, this will go on to tech timing. All down to the Lich and the ghouls to do some damage. What about the tower? Now we got level 3. This game already miles better than the one before. And tower still needs some time. Has to be cancelled.
Yeah, big punish here on the creep. Lots of peasants getting killed. And the Lich this time has a fast level 3. Love the Shadow Priest as well. Healing up the Lich now. Losing the Shadow Priest early. The first real mistake by Sock this game. You want to have the Shadow Priest always safely in the back. He's getting some kills on ghouls. But this early game with all these peasant kills belongs to 1-0.
He also pulled the peasants for the fight, so there was no power build for a long time. We raised the dead. And now we continue to slaughter the poor working people. Ooh, but I think he weathered the first storm, but the first of many.
Yeah, that expansion is certainly late. And the main base, not too many peasants on lumber. Lumber count is actually looking pretty good, so maybe tier 2 won't be too far behind. But speaking of tier 2, 1-0 could start it right now. And he does. Lich looking for more kills, but needs to heal up a bit, perhaps.
Okay. Thank you, buddy, for the tier 1 sub to working people. Love to see that. Whew. Okay, this is gonna be a late tech, as you said. Feels like needs some counter damage, and of course the upside of the 12 o'clock expansion is more experience, better item, and might be a surprise to his opponent. Downside, very short rush distance.
Oh, that Nova. We might be looking at a 4th map here, gentlemen. Which is, I mean, the Archmage is trying to find some comparative damage. But the Acolytes are faster. They're healing on Blight. The Narrow Tower is defending. Oh, and the Arcane is going down. No defense at the expansion anymore. 1-0 is etching his name in here.
Okay, that expo at the 12 o'clock, it worked once, beautifully done, but not twice. Archmage took out some Acolytes, alright, get some levels, alright. But this expo is about to be broken soon.
We have Mercs for Sock. This is the last ditch effort. He's trying to take out the expansion with the mercenary support, or at least do some critical damage. But the AM is so hurt. He has to TP home, where he's also defending against ghouls. But this was a painful, painful start. Still no tier 2 for Sock. My oh my.
Yeah, usually a 6-minute mark is where we want that tech. 7 minutes and counting. And still no tower, and mercenary expenses, and a hurt Archmage with no shop. There's a lot of arguments in favor of 1-0 here on this map.
Yeah, this must be his game. If he can't win this game, then it's gonna be all up to Happy.
Ah, true. Imagine they seed 1-0 in the ace match. Happy would go bananas.
That would be peculiar, to say the very least. Oh, look at that, level 4 already.
Oh, beautiful.
Juicy mana points, gimme.
Yeah, controlling everything a lot better, kept the Lich safe, identified the creep, and had the time to go there. Second crypt up, DK in the altar. Sock has finally started the tech, okay, so there's that. But man, you need some extraordinary defensive play if you want to survive this map.
Yeah, if Sock wins this one, this will be his most impressive feat yet. But it's bordering on impossible. I won't say it's yet impossible, but only is it gonna be tough.
You know what's not impossible? Being liked by us. Like Belusted. He's very liked because he just gave us a sub. Go Sock.
Sock is still looking for his opening. Trying to do some damage with the footman. But his firepower seems so minimal here. And just Lich alone, oh my god, he's just a killing machine. One Nova after the next. Admittedly, the Shadow Priests aren't that hard to kill, but also the Footies, if they stack up. Oh, begging for the Nova.
Yeah, we know that 1-0 played a little bit of Dota with Colorful and Lich, the Dota hero in Warcraft 3. Absolutely fantastic. Now towers are up. A little bit of damage done, but Acolytes can be built with ease with that extra Necropolis now. Sock fought back. He has 1,000 gold, tier 2 on the horizon. I feel like it's down to the dwarf with the hammer to do some heavy lifting. Maybe create a surround opportunity. But oh my god, these bases are way too small.
I think it's also going to be up to the men with the big lance. The Knights will be needed to counter the Fiends. It's going to be a Fiend-based army again. Knights are one of the units which can do well even if the hero support is rather weak. Just by virtue of their stats, of their strength, especially against Fiends. But they're just going to be at level 5 real soon.
Yeah, okay, DK is creeping. Once again we get Fiends. If there's a chance for Sock, it's probably just 1-0 stubbornness.
Yeah, and a couple of botched engagements.
Yep. A couple
Long
of
focus fire, missing coils, and so on. There's certainly a way for 1-0 to lose this. There is. But he seems to be taking this game very serious so far here. Map 3.
Oh my god. Thank you, Naturian, for the 6-month resub. 1-0 seems like if you watch too much Neo Ladder. That's mean. But probably, yeah.
5 Fiends are already out. If the human had a good early game, with a bunch of Watermans and Footmen, oftentimes with Stormbolt you can kill some Fiends, but not strong enough, of course, not big enough of a chance. Ghouls being called, Frenzy finishing. And think a quick push into the main base could put an end to this game.
Sock is expanding bottom right again. That is desperate.
A player's
Or-
forces are under
No,
attack.
no, nothing or. No or. Right here. GG. Undead still alive in the first series. One good 1-0 game. Nice scouting. Nice answer to what overwhelmed him earlier in this tournament. And yeah, Sock that 12 o'clock expansion. That doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Maybe if he creeps it faster, it can. If he had been done there 5 seconds earlier, he can reposition everything. He's got the level 3 already. He's got the water elemental defending. If he isn't stacked up like that for the Nova. But that was just a beautiful execute. And that Shadow Priest for the Dispel against the level 3 water elemental was perfect timing. 1-0, still making it work. Are we in the wrong lobby?
Yep.
Seems like we are.
That looks like a bugged lobby to me. So restart. We have a new one. Man, guys, you guys are throwing us subs like crazy. Thank you, Cask Canaveral, for the 17-month resub. Is that the big comeback, Remo? Is it once again one of these moments where Human was so close to a big win and then they falter?
Honestly, it sometimes happens to Sock. Remember TPL, where he looked so good, that insane game against Moon in the group stage, and he got close to making it through, but it just barely wasn't enough. It would be a bit heartbreaking. I'm still confident for Sock just because of his pure ability and skill he's been able to get to, and now, finally, we will see the big maps. We have LT, Terra Stand, Twisted Meadows, and Melting Valley left. And those are all pretty good for Human. Unless things go really wrong early on Twisted, I think this is a good map pool still for Sock.
We don't have to talk about Twisted, Mr. Remo Demo Man. The lobby is up. You have to continue counting for the new game name. It's Lost Temple. And man, is there a more classic Human map to end the series on than Lost Temple? I do not think so. Of course, spawn positions can be pretty good or pretty bad or balanced, depending on the outcome. Are you in?
Come in, good.
Okay.
No, man.
Nice. And it's the biggest map. Lots of creep spots, lots of expansions. 4-base is something that happened regularly in this tournament on this map. So, guys, buckle up.
If 1-0 gets the good spawn, we are very likely to go to map 5. That is the weird thing about Lost Temple.
It is a little bit spawn dependent. But okay, let's hope for the best. Let's hope for cross position. And let's hope for another Dreadlord opener.
That is what Happy showed. You have to select the first hero before you know where the opponent is spawned. This could be nice.
Yeah. Is that so nice, Mr. Remo Demo Man? Is that so nice? The spawn is very, very bad for Sock. Hey, Remo, can you explain why this spawn is so close, so bad for Sock?
Yep, it's not that complicated. Especially on a big map like this, the game's all about expanding, and the more secure your expansion is, the better your game always will be. And Sock has to expand in the north, unless he wants to be really crazy and expand in the south, which would be quite wild. But has to move north from his base to go to the natural, and that will be very attackable since the Undead main base is so close. Which means 1-0 has the way, way, way better spawn, and with that, a big lead already in this game.
Okay. His altar points towards the right-hand side though, so probably first an expansion for himself. And Sock, he kind of has to make a decision what to do without scouting too much. I don't think he can afford a peasant that early when you expand. We'll see about that. We're not switching too much up on the Sock side. Archmage footies, of course, but 1-0. Is it Lich again?
Oh my god!
He's back!
Wow, I was not expecting Mr. Beetleboy.
His might cannot be
Very
matched.
Yeah, Happy tried it with Dreadlord. That was a cool game. Dreadlord, if he gets the levels, very strong late game. Cryptlord, I haven't seen on the tippity top level in a long time. I kind of like it though. The problem with playing Lich on this map is you don't get to creep very well. Normally you want to creep the expansion and then creep 1 or 2 more camps. Then you level 2.6 with the Lich. Then you get a few kills on the footies. Boom, that's level 3 and you keep rolling. On this map, you get level 2 right away from the natural. But if you then want to go creeping and continue to do so, say with the Lich play, you have to spend a lot of time in the middle, in the temple. And that's a lot of free time for the human.
Master Mugambe, thank you for 26-month resub. Eer0, is it you versus Sock? And Bull Rush, 100 bits. The Beetle is back. And Left to Eat, 12-month resub. Don't care August. No break for Warcraft 3 for 12 years. Exactly. 21 years, actually. So, yeah. There's also a lot of scouting with the Beetles, of course. But if we go super late game, a Cryptlord is not that great against something like Griffins.
Yeah, Cryptlord in general is really trash at late game fighting. Cryptlord in general is a hero that only works well if you have the lead. Or if you want to harass multiple bases at the same time with Beetles. Might work on Lost Temple. I think his biggest strength though is the Cryptlord needs kind of specific counterplay from the human. Ideally a fast level 3, ideally mercenaries to deal with effectively. Both of which are hard, in fact impossible in the case of Mercs for the human to achieve. So on paper this Cryptlord could work out well. But if Sok gets to the late game, if he gets tier 3, if he gets a triple hero, the big army, the levels, Cryptlord will be falling off hard. So 1-0 will try to get an advantage early and punish the economy.
Alright, we see a footman scouting and harassing the upcoming economy. And yeah, Beetle Boy is coming. This is what we've seen in like 2020. Lots of Cryptlords, lots of stuff on the ground, lots of damage, and no arcane. And the town hall isn't finished either.
For the impale. He needs to move the peasants. They're all lined up for the impale. Okay.
Saved. Okay, they'll fall regardless. It's only a level 1 water elemental for a long time. He got the claws, that's kind of neat. But is that enough?
2 footies across the map, by the way. Just harassing, not even fighting, so he has to defend without the footman back at home. Tower taken out, peasants falling, some ghouls also dying. The nice thing is, the AM is faster than the Cryptlord, and he doesn't have to fear getting Novad.
Exactly. He has to be to be impaled, maybe, but then a lot of mana is gone. In general, we still have a lot of mana. Peasant, denied now. Beetle Boy, though, is losing quite a bit of HP. Still workers available. They are actually mining now. But, Archmage needs to reposition. Impale is coming. Impale is coming. I can see it. Oh.
Jesus. Stressful. Very stressful.
Yep. In the meantime, the footies have been dealt with. Counter expansion coming. And the work is
still Beetles here. There's still lots of mana on this Cryptlord.
Yeah.
Oh my god, didn't say yeah. Dude, he's a thrill seeker.
Yep.
He's like Jason Statham in that bad movie. What was it called?
Thrill seeker?
No, Crank. That's the one.
But the ringtone was nice.
Remember that. Alright, AM healing, finally. More footies are falling though. Cryptlord, he's gonna get level 3 soon? Not exactly. But he's getting there slowly but surely. Level 3 gonna be a big level up. Speaking of which, AM has it. Now we got the level 2 watch elements.
Okay. We stabilize! And the longer Sok survives, the exponentially better this game gets for him. Whew, but the lumber is very, very low. There's still damage done. And the Cryptlord, he's just healing in the middle, chilling and leveling up.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, somehow he still has lots of mana, by the way. Cryptlord oftentimes suffers from having no mana anymore because his int gain is so little, but he didn't use a single impale, and the Beetles didn't all die instantly. Love the shop, by the way. High ground shop here, very nice.
I think he also had no other option because there were so many ghoul skeleton beetles everywhere. His Archmage is still only at 1/3. The tower is still not up. And the Crypt Lord is looking damn fine again.
Yeah, those level 2 beetles can be quite tough to deal with, especially for footmen. And more beetles are being summoned. Trying to take out the scout tower. But I guess this time it will finish more militia from the main base. With the arcane standing, which should be only a matter of time now, things will get easier for Sok. But what is this getting faster tech? Quite a bit faster.
Yeah, that is correct. 7-minute mark has been reached. It's okay, I'd say. Will that tower finally come through? That makes everything so much easier. Crypt Lord not even close to level 4, so Impale is not really a thing. Trades. Does he trade? No, can't reach. Good micro by 120. But finally that arcane is up. We get a lumber mill as well. And the tech's unfolding. Wow.
Yeah, the summons have been giving quite a bit of experience, haven't they? Especially the Undead summons, I want to say. AM now level 3.7. And after the first camp, you only get exactly level 2. That shows you how many kills he got. Of course, also quite a few ghouls, but especially many beetles and skellies. Having a fast level 4 AM is always amazing just for water elemental support, but also for second and third hero that will be following soon.
Into the temple we go. Things 1-0, but Sok has different plans. Into the north, a little bit of vacation. Beetle being harassed, or is harassing, being killed relatively early on. Towers left and right, because these beetle pushes, they won't stop.
Yeah, and now you don't have Nova, now you don't have range attack, you don't have an aura, and you don't have coil. The human counterattack with level 2 water elements and footmen can be really strong, especially if backed up by mercs. But again, of course, this map has no mercs, which is why the Crypt Lord here does better than many other maps. When the tier 2 is done, Crypt Lord is a thirsty, thirsty boy. He really desires, he really requires potions of mana.
Well, then it's good to have water elementals close to him, right? You can just drink him up, but that's easier said than done. Triple water elemental, constantly harassing. All the ghouls about to fall, but 1-0 cleans this up, brought them up. In the meantime, Footy's threatening a little attack here, but it's just towers. And with these builds, with an early lumber mill and a blacksmith now, this looks like tier 3 mass air on Sok's side to me.
Yeah, Griffins are really good against Crypt Lord. Can't get impaled, even if they're webbed. Can get rid of the skelly, the beetles quickly. The perfect counter army to Crypt Lord is oftentimes breakers and griffins. Can be hard to get to though. What is the lumber saying for Sok? Oh, it's not looking good. Not looking that good at all. He's struggling with the secondary resource.
Yeah. And it's not like he invested into much just yet. Lumber mill is coming, castle tech now. There are shredders on this map, but they are protected by a rat spot. And they're between the two bases, a little closer to 1-0, so this is dangerous to go there. We've yet to creep a lot. The middle is still available. The entire outskirts, the rat spots, got it all.
Donna correctly pointing out the Griffins can struggle against AMS, which is stronger than it used to be. But you might be forgetting this is 1-0. He hates the Banshees.
Yeah.
So that might not be a concern.
Dumbo Lara thinking that 1-0 plays Banshees.
Yeah, I wonder what he is gonna play. Normally with Crypt Lord, like I said earlier, try to get an advantage early, make the human bleed, make him suffer, and then go for a frenzy timing at around 60 supply or so and try to finish the game early. Because the Crypt Lord doesn't scale really well unless he's facing the right kind of army, which he can mega impale. But that's something that Sok should try to play around. So I'm expecting 1-0 to go for a big aggressive move soon. Ooh, here's the first nasty little impale or beautiful impale from the Undead perspective. 2 footies go down, possibly a third. Level 2 already on the DK. The MK is noticeably behind.
Can catch up, of course, if some time is given to him. Tier 3 for 1-0, done. Brings 2 clarities is the little dwarf. Oh, statue into the middle. These gnolls don't like obsidian, apparently.
Losing the first statue would hurt a lot, but it just barely survives. AM plus water elementals could find the kill there easy, but looks like Sok is going to give the middle to 1-0. The entire middle? That would be 2 big items from the fountain.
And a lot of experience as well, plus healing while creeping. We get no griffins. We get double rags, workshop, and sanctum. Probably a similar army composition than what we've seen on the first map, Hammerfall. Just another order. We get Priest for the Dispel first. Makes sense against Beetles. Spellbreakers are pretty good against them later on too.
Yeah, I think here I would dare to disagree with Sok army-wise. This is something we saw when Cryptolord was really popular. When there's mass knights, Impale is really good.
Yep.
Normally there's a sweet spot number of knights that you want to have against Cryptolord. 2 to 3 or a max of 4, but never more. Just a few knights, and then behind breakers, and then behind priests, and maybe even some swords and stuff. And of course gyros. The mass knight play might not be the right way to go.
Here we go. Gyro scouts this push. There's a TP. But Sok decides to walk. He's not getting in position. There we go. But this is very little. 60 food only. Most of it in production.
This is getting ready for the repair. Where's the auto repair? Oh, there it is finally. First tower is gonna go down, but most importantly, guard tower will be standing. 1-0 isn't exactly all in, but this is a big commitment. This could win him the game right away.
Absolute terrific items, by the way. Big mana, triple claw, gloves of haste, heal scroll as well against that incoming clap. Love to see it, just like this Impale. Oh my god, this is a lot of damage thrown by 1-0. It's a huge supply lead. Plus, of course, summons. Knights are coming in slowly but steady, but they're being countered by destroyers. Mountain King hits the deck. Knight's gonna follow. Level 5 on the Crippy. His might cannot be matched.
This might just be too much. The tower's trying to hold on for as much as they can. Level 3 Beetles here also super strong. Sok needed 1 minute. The 1 minute that perhaps he didn't have, but the expansion isn't gone just yet. But the Undead army is still knocking on the front door.
Can he break this, or will he run out of steam? 3 statues on the ground. Pally has arrived. Water Elemental are, of course, Destroyer fodder, but you have to take care of these gyros, otherwise Knights can reign supreme on the ground. Cryptlord has no mana no more. Big potion of mana gone.
So that's one little win, by the way, which you could use, perhaps, against the Paladin, trying to pass the staff! It's another hero lost. Sok has to call it! GG! 1-0 closes the gap.
Ooh, 2 match points defended. 1 on Echo Isles, 1 on Lost Temple. Pressure is rising. We were memeing about this a little bit. Oh, what if this is the start of the big comeback, Remo? What if he just turns it all around, Remo? We're getting damn close to a spectacular reverse sweep by 1-0.
Yeah, and that is where you as a player might get a bit upset at the map pool, because those spawning positions did not do Sok any favors. Remember, 1-0 went blind for the Cryptlord, with which you have to harass, and he happened to have the right spawn. With bad spawns, this game would have looked very different.
Okay. I'm leaving 800 fine people with you for a second, because I need a refill.
All right. Hydrate up, fellas. Let's get ready for the 5th map, which I'm still trying to frantically join. Is 1-0 going to do it? After Sok on the first 2 maps played so amazing. Is this again, just like in TPL, where things are not quite sufficient in the end? For map 5, we will have Twisted Meadows.
The best map of all time.
And I just made it in. Alright, Twisted Meadows, we know there will not be a close spawn. Thank goodness.
That is absolutely correct. Cross spawn force was implemented long time ago. First 2 maps, easy for Sok almost. Third and 4th map, 1-0 took it, and now Lost Temple. Ooh. Probably the map that these guys are most used to. So bring your A game, boys. It's time. The decision who claims the first point in the grand final of Race Battle.
And I wonder if Sok is feeling the pressure mounting, how much it's affecting him. He knows if he loses...
He said regain fortitude disconnected.
Alright.
All that
Nothing
hype for
happened.
nothing, man. We had such a great introduction to this map. Ruined.
40, what are you doing, bro?
Well, he's organizing a pretty damn good, great tournament, so there's that.
Don't leave the game, brother. Yeah,
You can't.
short version is if Sock loses, he's gonna leave it up to 40 to beat Happy in a best of 5, something he's never ever managed before. So realistically, most likely Sock has to win now to keep the chances alive for Team Human.
I'd agree. And after a horrendous start for 1-0 into this tournament, things are coming together. Yesterday, the Savior versus Moon it was, I think, to get rid of that stalemate between all 4 races. And today, big shot for him as well. Definitely providing great entertainment. Let's see if we can bring the point home here on Twisted.
All right, we see the same exact spawns as before. Sock in the bottom right, 1-0 in the top left. This opens up one additional option for the human. Merc cabs, in theory, available, but dangerous. If you get harassed, the lid shows up, Nova steals the last hits, kills the peasants. The lab normally is the safer creep. The lab is more experience. The lab is a big item. But you don't get mercs.
True. Okay, let's see if we creep or if we harass, and where we creep, and when we expand, and where we expand, and if there's a counter expansion. Lots of decisions have to be made early on. Stressful series, 1 hour, 20 minutes, including a couple of rehosts here and there, but you know, still a long time for high pressure competition. I don't see Sock moving away from an Archmage. This is not Terraner's stand. And 1-0. What's his pick? DK.
DK indeed. That means he's gonna commit to aggression. DK is not a hero well suited at all for fast expansion play, at least in this matchup. Ooh, 1-0, rolling the dice. He, I would say, has to have at least a fairly good early game to be able to crack Sock late game with a push, because this is what it's going to be. DK ghoul aggression, go creeping in the middle, maybe get level 2, harass the expansion, take up behind, and then try to break the expansion.
I just had a quick image in my head of 1-0. Oh, rolling around the player dice, but
Oh,
this...
the footy pull messed up!
How did this
Sock!
happen?
Oh no. Oh
Okay, there's a lot of damage. This is the water elemental gone. This is the footy herd. This is problematic.
no. Oh no, Sock. What's happening here?
Nothing good.
Attack.
Oh my god, so much is about to die.
Yep.
Sock with a huge blunder. Huge blunder! Scourge bone chimes are okay, but this camp also taking a lot longer than it's supposed to. One footy almost dead, 2 peasants almost dead, 1 peasant already died.
But it's just
Bad start.
almost.
Oh, the DK also running into the merc camp though. Okay, wants to make things fair.
And here's the coil. That's number 1. How much more is there? 2 peasants still. There's of course corpses. And skeletons should do the job. That's another deny. That's another deny or kill.
A player's forces are under attack.
But you know, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it really could have, honestly. The ghouls keep creeping though. There's gonna be level 2 for the DK. He's gonna have 2 items already. This is certainly not the easiest position for Sock. When's he gonna expand? He could call a lot of militia.
He is calling a lot of militia.
they're gonna get intercepted. Are they on a click? Oh, they were for a second. Ooh, tense moment.
Militia time is of course running out quickly. Skeleton scouts the main, can't really do much about it. This is so important. Little bit of HP regen on Footman and Militia, that helps of course. Thanks to the Vamp Aura, but how do you prevent a coil? You don't.
Pendant of energy, not a big help when the AM is low mana already. Ghoul chasing after the Archmage, Militia duration is over, the Footies have to do it. The Footies are pretty strong though, it's lots of Footmen here. They're helped out by the Aura. Oh, but this expansion is gonna be tough to get up.
And late, exactly. More Footmen coming in. DK at 1/3. Chip damage continues. There's one more coil and that's it, but there's also 3 more creeps.
AM would love to have a level 3 here. DK hurt, but gets the... Did he get the last hit? I'm not sure, actually.
He can hit.
I think he did.
Yep, he did. Ogre Warrior gone. Water Elemental block.
Oh!
He has no TP.
AM.
He has no TP.
Oh! Oh my god!
Go! He had the Cloak of Shadows, but there was also a counter because of course there's the farm at the lab, so that wouldn't have helped. But that is the door wide open to an even game.
Oh my god. The Water Elemental just happens to be there. The most fortunate Water Elemental of all time.
I think
It's
he
a
was...
huge expansion delay though.
It is. We're at 5:30 and the expo just started. I think he put that Water Elemental there to cover the retreat. That was genius play by Sock.
Sure.
Remo saying
Same.
this is a coincidence when one of the big brain human players is putting out these moves. If Happy would have done it, you'd be all over the moon, you know? Get the tissue box, get the loop. Oh, Happy summon, oh. And when the human player is doing it, it's just coincidence. Yeah. I know how it is.
No, it was a nice block. Nice block, good kill. Might be the thing that keeps him in the game, honestly. Tier 2 starts. The great thing for the human on this map is there is a lab. It is cleared. He can go for the shredder. He has infinite lumber. And he will need lots of lumber, because boy, does he need towers.
Okay, he got 1 scout tower, but that doesn't really count. Arcane tower in the main, kinda nice. There's still some corpses, also some ghouls. An Archmage trying to poke into the base, but he sees, oh, that slaughterhouse almost done. Oh, that's a bit bad.
The Lich, of course, also delayed. Everything delayed so immensely. True. If the DK doesn't die, 1-0 is in a great position to win that game. Now, it's unclear. Where is the Shredder? We don't see him yet. The resources are still missing a bit. Sock has to do calculations. How much time does he really have for the push?
Oh, this Tome of Relics. It would be huge, but he has to abandon the push towards it. If that tome falls, no orb, no statues, and of course no destroyers. Yeah, I don't think he has lumber for the Shredder. He's going for a lumber mill first.
Yeah, he's gonna get it though. Pretty sure. 100 lumber for the Shredder. He's almost got it.
Under attack.
Everything's taking long though. A lot of peasants died, that's for sure. There we go. Shredder ready.
Shredder Eddie.
Shredder ready. Shredder Eddie. But tier 3. It's already done. Tier 3 is already done.
Yeah.
Frenzy coming. Destroyer form. Also.
We have 1 arcane at the expo and 1 arcane in the main. I don't know too much about human, Remo, but that does not suffice.
1-0 on the cusp of an epic comeback. But he's not quite ready yet. These seconds right before destroyer form. If he gets a surround on a statue, that would be so big. Footies looking for the surround. They get the Lich. But that one's hard to kill.
So many coils. No Mountain King here. Nova trying to get out. Yeah, it doesn't even need the coil here. The damage just isn't there. Slows down the push. I like the positioning by Sock to cover the path to the tavern, where of course the hero is gonna come from. And we continue brawling to buy time for a lot of towers, as you can see bottom right.
Skelly scouting the main base, seeing plenty of towers there, but they're far from finished still. These towers take a lot of time to upgrade. More towers at the expansion. Towers, nothing else. Coil finding kills. Are we gonna see a pit lord here? Would make sense with this strat. And we have the first destroyer now.
Okay, that's instant level 2. Sock has a supply lead, but for how much longer? Again, the movement away from the expo. Trying to buy some time. A few seconds. But here's the third hero. In a second. Needs some more gold. All valuable
These seconds are so valuable.
Yep.
Exactly. More and more towers are finishing. We have 3 at the expansion. He needs more.
Oh, one of the towers didn't finish building. He can't upgrade it. And a few more seconds. Mountain King could be surrounded here. No priest against the silence, but it's Black Arrow first, and first skeleton has risen.
2 more towers finish. 4 towers in the main. That's not bad. Workshop at the expansion. Gyro's coming.
If that altar falls, he can't tech. 1-0 going meat wagon.
Old school meat wagon play. Disease Cloud and stuff. Starts the tier 3 before the altar goes down.
Important. So important. Nova killed the workers. All right. Something. Buy more time. We need more time.
Mass repair here. Very crucial as well. 5 towers though now in the main base. This main base is looking pretty secure. 5 towers at the expansion. And more gyros are coming.
Masterclass in distraction. And 1-0 was falling for it. Twice pretty much. This push could have hit faster. But it's not over yet. Altar is down. Floodgates open. Destroyer has no mana anymore though. And neither does the Lich.
Gyros.
Exactly. There's no fiends.
Hardly any anti-air, exactly. Engaging also with the Mountain King. 1 gyro falls though. Of course the human army is still tiny. AM. Oh! Surrounded. He's trying to staff. Oh no! Doesn't use the TP! Oh, suck.
I can only imagine Fortitude just punching his screen.
A player's forces are under attack.
Tavern revive. Oh my. Gets a fiend for his efforts, but the next push is rolling. This time not towards the main, but towards the expo. And how secure is that?
It's looking pretty good with the 5 towers. Once the disease cell is finished, it's gonna make things hard for the peasants. And now it's done. It's gonna be a lot of damage onto these peasants.
No time for silence this time. Second Drax only now. This is of course super stressful. Where do you build all this? Mountain King comes in, could be surrounded right away. Pally is not there. MK on the menu. Avada Kedavra and down he goes. Archmage just came from the tavern, but maybe forgot something there because he's about to visit that building again. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
Potion!
Oh, no coil by 1-0. Bit questionable.
The player's forces are under attack.
The meat wagon is still standing.
Yep.
Needs a new water elemental.
Run.
Oh my god, the Archmage. Oh my god.
One hit and a coil. One hit and a coil.
Ah, he does a TP!
GG.
No!
The reverse sweep, Remo. Oh my god.
Oh, no way.
3 maps in a row for 1-0. And he takes the point for the Undead. Oh my god. This was a gigantic chance for the humans to close this out. The performance by Sock in the first 2 maps close to perfection. And then he blew it. And he blew it big time.
Oh my god, he must be feeling like crap right now. Poor guy. Honestly, Echo Isles, that was just, you know, that happens. Water just played really well. That map didn't go his way, that's fair enough. But then Lost Temple, he gets the bad spawn, and that's pretty much why he loses to the Crypt Lord. And then, on Twisted, he messes up the pull himself. Rough.
Indeed. 1-0 for the human. No, 1-0 for the Undead. We were so close to 1-0 for the human. And now it's down to Fortitude in his tournament in probably his favorite matchup, but he has to win a best of 5 versus Happy.
Something he has never done before. He has taken maps off of Happy, though. He has looked really good at times. Happy has been the stalwart player in this whole tournament. He didn't lose a single series, yet he was the most impressive by far. He brought Team Undead to the grand final. Now he has a chance to bring the trophy home.
You got the chance to help us out with just a few clicks. If you enjoy what we're doing, feel free to follow us here on Twitch, subscribe to our YouTube to get all the VOD content, and hit us up on our socials, all the news and developments in the Warcraft and, you know, RTS scene in general on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Join our Discord to be part of the community and spread the word. That's most important. Help us. If you watch this on YouTube, just a little like, just a little comment, everything helps with the algorithm. And we sent you guys into a little bit of a break, and then we're back with Happy versus Fortitude.